She is known as the Harajuku Pop Princess and even became the ambassador for Cool Japan, a Japanese cultural icon recognized worldwide. But how on earth did she even get to this point? Stick around to find out. In this episode of Otaku Files, we cover the legend that is Kyary Pamyu Pamyu. Most of us outside of Japan may not be aware of some of the more interesting personalities within the Japanese otaku landscape, so I thought I'd do a little video series and try to shed some light on these individuals. This is Otaku Files. I think many of us that like Japan are attracted to a lot of its unusual and, dare I say, weird aspects that you just wouldn't find anywhere else. And when it comes to individuals that represent that uniqueness, there's probably a few people that you could think of. But I have no doubt at the top part of that list, you're most likely going to find this person. Kyary Pamyu Pamyu. Known for her unique and colorful fashion as well as her quirky sense of humor, this singer and fashion model captured the attention of people all around the world with her rather bizarre music videos that are a mix of both the surreal and kawaii. Transcending any language barrier, Kyary's songs are also very catchy. Her sound, a mix of J-pop, electronica, synth-pop, and a number of other things, is the handiwork of producer Nakata Yasutaka, who, by the way, is also the producer of Perfume's music too. I actually have a whole video on Nakata Yasutaka for those interested. Becoming an icon of Harajuku kawaii culture, in 2012, Kyary was apparently officially named Harajuku's kawaii ambassador and looked to actively spread Harajuku fashion and Japan's kawaii culture all around the world. But before we go any further, let's go back a bit and try to find out a bit more about how this cultural icon came to be. Kyary is from Tokyo. As a kid, she actually describes herself as being quite shy. However, she was also doing ballet from the age of 3 to 12, so she was probably used to performing in front of people. In fact, Kyary was quite an active kid, and during middle school was even a part of a school's track and field club. Despite that, Kyary says it wasn't until she started doing part-time jobs that she would stop feeling shy being in front of people. Being an only child, she says her mother was pretty damn strict with her. For example, when Kyary was in high school, she had a curfew, needing to be back home by 7 p.m. She was also barred from using her phone from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. Apparently, it got to the point where Kyary threatened to run away from home. The rules would also apply to what she would wear. Now, even though Kyary wasn't really into fashion initially, she would end up being taken by her friends to go to places like Shibuya Ichimaru-Q, which is one of the most famous fashion-centric shopping malls in Japan. Being easily influenced, she would just go with whatever her friends found cute. One day on her way back home, she took a look at the display window of a clothes shop in Harajuku. Kyary says it was like a bolt of lightning had struck her. What she saw, she thought was kawaii. From then on, she was infatuated with Harajuku fashion and started wearing more and more, well, let's say unique clothes, and even putting on makeup where she looks like a clown. Not my words, by the way, just saying. And as a result, apparently a rumor went around the neighborhood that the daughter of that family, talking about Kyary, had lost her mind. As you could imagine, Kyary's mother was not happy and demanded that she stopped with the bizarre fashion. However, her mother wasn't completely unreasonable and even made a deal with Kyary. Kyary would need to wear normal clothes up until the train station, but then she could change into the clothes she wanted to and go to Harajuku. But on returning, she would then need to change back into normal clothes at the station. Amazingly, Kyary did this for 3 years, but says that she felt like Sailor Moon. Glad that she was having fun. Her father, on the other hand, was actually quite supportive of Kyary's adventure into fashion and would even help her buy things like blonde wigs when she asked for it, saying to just keep it a secret from her mother. Apparently though, her mother would eventually find out and her father would end up in trouble. Oh dear. Despite being a shy teen, Kyary says that even though she didn't like attention at school, like when she was made to announce something, she actually enjoyed it when strangers saw her in her unique clothes. Even if someone laughed at her, she was just like, this is me. Kyary decided that she wanted to live life being covered in clothes that she liked, and not to be bound by what others thought, something that has permeated throughout her whole career. But at the same time, Kyary says that by wearing such vibrant and bizarre clothes, instead of deliberately going for fashion fashion that would have probably made her popular, she was able to hide all the insecurities that she felt within her. Luckily, it worked out though, and she's happy people appreciated her individual sense of fashion. Now, Kyary's actual start into the entertainment world would happen in, of course, Harajuku. One day, while passing in front of what was the old Gap store, she would have a snapshot taken of her by a photographer of the fashion magazine Kera. Although that photo didn't take a lot of space in that issue, she would end up getting offers to do shoots, becoming, well, a real model. Kyary also had a popular blog and did things on Nico Nico Doga and other stuff on different social media platforms, building her own fanbase. So that's all well and good, but where did music come into the picture? Well, apparently this was thanks to the CEO of Asobi System, which is a talent agency that also plans and runs events. The story goes that the CEO was looking for a high schooler that could be a DJ for a certain event. Thanks to a friend, Kyary just happened to be attending an event that was being run by Asobi System, and the CEO decided to go and talk to her. He asked Kyary who her favorite artists were. Kyary was actually a big fan of Capsule and Perfume. Apparently she got to know Capsule thanks to her father. Pretty cool. Anyway, Kyary's answer would get her an offer to be a DJ at the planned event by the CEO. The event was going to be for none other than Nakata Yasutaka. I think you can imagine just how shocked she must have been. At that event, Kyary would actually get to meet the man himself. Nakata Yasutaka would then tell Kyary that he thought she was interesting and that she should debut as a singer. Now, the CEO himself had always wanted to create a Harajuku icon. He knew of models that would then become hairdressers or work in a clothing company, but he also thought that Kyary would be great as a singer. Kyary would end up signing with Asobi System, and Nakata Yasutaka would be her music producer. She would make her major debut with her mini album Moshi Moshi Harajuku in August of 2011. This honestly must have been like a dream to her. But before this actually happened, Kyary had apparently taken part in a project started by the entertainment conglomerate Avex called highschoolsinger.jp. This was apparently used to scout high schoolers who wanted to be singers, and as a part of the project, they would produce digital singles for them to release. Kyary would release the singles Mirakuru Orenji and then later on Raspberry. Okay, so how exactly did she manage to attain worldwide fame? That would be thanks to the main single of Moshi Moshi Harajuku that was released around a month before it. Pon Pon Pon. To keep it simple, Pon 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 became a viral hit. As of the making of this video, the music video currently has 213 million views. It's also spawned numerous reaction videos too, and remains one of her most famous songs. You should definitely check it out if you haven't already. Before she graduated high school, Kyary says that she wasn't sure what she wanted to do in life, that she didn't really have a goal. But now look at her, she's a living representative of culture. That's not exactly an easy thing to achieve. I've also noticed that she seems really down to earth. Despite all the weird things happening within her music videos, she herself just seems really approachable and nice. Would be cool to meet her one day. Kyary is also now married. She married actor Hayama Shono, and together they have one daughter. She's still very much active though. I'll leave some links in the description box below so you can find out what she's been up to lately. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. It seems almost kind of weird that I hadn't already done a video on Kyary Pamyu Pamyu. Maybe it's because I just found it really hard to say her name, I don't know. But I hope you did enjoy the video though. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below, along with any other suggestions for future videos. I'm going to do my best to keep them coming. I do have a lot on my plate right now, but I won't give up. Thank you all again. Hope to see you next time. Take care. Peace.